New package came in, and this one is from Hong Kong, from the nice people at Wokyis. Wokyis? I don't freaking know. I paid for this with my own money. It was a Kickstarter campaign. Let's take it out of the box and let's see what we have here. This video is kindly sponsored by PCBWay. Thank you, PCBWay. Very well packaged with these plastic things. And what do we have? We have this one here. This is a retro docking station for Mac Mini M4 and M4 Pro. Thing is, I don't have a Mac Mini. Still, cool product. Let's unbox it. Retro docking station. Wokyis Retro Docking Station, the classic Mac Hello. And we have 13 ports in total, which is crazy. We have one USB-C host, one USB-C 5 volts 3 amps power in, 4 USB-A with 10 gigabits, 3.5 inch headphone jack, one M.2 NVMe SSD slot, one USB-C 10 gigabytes in the front, one HDMI in, SD and micro SD UHS 2, and that is the seller for me, a 5-inch HD display. Yeah, same here. Let's open this box. So you can use this just as a standard USB-ish or USB-C-ish dock with a PC or your Mac. So that's what I'm going to do. And I paid, I think, 89 bucks for this. And this is with a screen and all in. But I am, of course, planning on a project here. Not sure what that project is yet, but there will be a project. We have some documentation stuff. Whoever. Let's take it out of this box. Yeah, it's pretty tight in here. Ta-da! I mean, look at this thing. Push card slots. Push to insert and eject. Okay. So it actually looks like a small classic Mac. Just for comparison, let me show you. I have one here. This is kind of the big brother. Yeah, screen is almost the same. No, it's not. This is a classic Mac. As you can see, SE120, which should be in working condition, by the way. And I think it's pretty close, actually. Oh, that's a button. That's a button. For what? Ah, to turn on the screen, I guess. So we have two USB-A here, one USB-C, micro SD, SD, HDMI, USB, HDMI, 5 volts, 3 amps, I assume for charging and stuff, headphone jack, and in we have a slot for the SSD here. Oh, this is metal. That's interesting. Okay. With the cooling capability, that's a good idea. We have two buttons on top for brightness, control, and we have, and that is why I bought this thing here. Oh, there's more cables. Let's take them out. Because if you use this with a Mac Mini, you plug it onto your Mac Mini. So your Mac Mini sits in here and you don't use this right here. But since it has this, we have room for our own stuff, which I think is very interesting. So you can just plug this back in. This is kind of magnetic or something. I don't know. And then you have your own standalone device, which is pretty nice. So let's peel this sticker here. That's how this is supposed to look. And the peel, ooh, baby. Okay, we have that. So we have more stuff here. Let's check. USB-C to USB-C cable. That's a lot of C's in here. Supports 20 gigabits per second data transfer speed, 4K, 60 Hertz, 100 watts PD charging. Oh, that's purple. So this is, if you put in your Mac Mini, all your connections will be here and here, of course, of the Mac Mini, so they will be exposed, and you just plug this in here and this in here, and that's how you connect your Mac Mini, and then this is your dock. What do we have here? We have screws, and we have some thermal pads for the SSD, and even a screwdriver. Nice. That back in here. And what do we have here? Oh, there's another USB-C cable and another USB-C cable. Oh, so if you don't like to use this one, you can also use this one, I assume. Support video audio 10 gigabits, and this is undisclosed. No idea what that is. So I think this looks nicer like this. And we have this really thick cable, and we have this thinner cable, and this says USB-C charging cable. Okay, this is charging only, and this is USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 cable, support video audio 10 gigabits data transfer. Okay, so we have 4 USB-C cables. We have this leaflet here. Wokyis provide lifetime technical support. If any question, wow, lifetime, not bad. Let's first try to actually power it on. Let's put in some juice here. Let's see if we can power this with just 5 volts. Retro outside, powerful inside. Yeah, I know. 5-inch display, 1280 by 720 resolution. Up to 8 terabytes capacity on this guy here, the SSD. Okay, so it does not tell us. Power in is this 5 volts thing here. So let's see if I plug that into my thing here and I push here. Let's quickly take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, PCBWay. PCBWay offers PCB production and assembly, as well as 3D printing, CNC manufacturing, and much more. I use PCBWay myself to produce PCBs, to get assembled PCBs like the Pi 15413, and I also use the 3D printing service on my Amiga box project, and I was very pleased with the results. So if you have anything you need in terms of PCBs or 3D printing, just give PCBWay a chance. Again, thank you PCBWay for sponsoring this video. Ooh, hello. That's nice. No signal. That's great. They even managed to put in their own graphics for the screen. That's a really nice touch. Yeah, the screen is nice and bright. Let's try what we can. That's brightness, and that's contrast, and it just switched off, I think. So we need something to connect to this. Oh, why don't we try the Mega Drive Mini before plugging it into my Mac. We have an image. No signal. Ooh, we have a signal. Look at that. Oh yeah, right. I actually modded this. Totally forgot. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I think there's no sound. That's the only downside of this. No sound. So we would have to use an HDMI splitter. I think it has no sound. I'm not sure. Let's try Sonic Spinball. No, there would surely be sound by now. Yeah, I mean, I've seen much worse than this. Viewing angles, not great. So you have to look from the top side or from the front. That's kind of nice. As a secondary screen for whatever you put on it. And especially you have all the hub functions here. You have a micro SD, you have SD, and most importantly, you have an SSD, which is kind of nice. Okay, so that works. Now let's go and let's see how it looks on a Mac. So here I am at my Mac. Let's see if one cable connected to the host port on the backside is all it needs to actually get a picture on here. Let's see. It says hello, and it's asking me on the Mac to actually allow it to connect. And we say expand. Ooh, it actually worked. Nice. So here's my mouse. I don't know if you can see it. Huh. That's pretty cool. Let's try something different. Oh, the Xbox situation is not good. That's not good. Dr. Chris actually made a new video. Hey, Dr. Chris. So, nice. This could be a nice little screen if it only had audio, but I have audio on my Mac. Wait, hey, this should work. Let's try the A-Team. Well, that's meta. There's a screen on a screen on a screen. So this is the end. So the Mini Mac found its final place next to my Mac. It's now my go-to USB card screen expander thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's just one cable, one USB-C cable to rule them all. Have to put in an SSD to actually use this even better. And yeah, pretty happy. So the price of $89 seems high, but it's kind of a novelty item and it has actual function, so that's not bad. So let's quickly try a speed test. I have the Blackmagic speed test here for drives, and we will select the Mac Mini. Where's my Mac Mini drive? This is the SSD I have in here now. And this is a terabyte. And let's see what it does. So it's pretty stable in terms of read-write speeds. Main problem is that many SSDs just fail and you get lower write speeds or lower read speeds the more often you do that. That's a stress test for this. Okay, let's go and do the same on the internal SSDs. So let's select the internal drive. Open. Let's test. Ooh, wow, that's a lot more. Like a lot more. So this is a MacBook Pro M1 with a Pro processor. So it has 1 terabyte SSD. And these are two chips, 5799 versus the 950, that is, on the external one. And we have write speed 5072 versus the 879 external. That's quite the difference. So let's do the same on my other USB-C hub that I have, and that is my media drive here, where I do my video editing I just switched to the Mac Mini dock for that. But let's do this here. Let's try this and let's see how this fares. And that is just absurdly slow. It's connected via USB-C to my Mac, and I never tested this, to be honest. This is just crazy. This is so slow. This is a third of the external dock, and it's not even 10% of the internal disk. And it gets slower. This is what I meant. This gets slower the more you try it. Wow, that is bad. No wonder my exports took really a while. Okay, let's do a second read and then we finish this. Well, that's not good. And by the way, these check marks and X's just show you which kind of material you can do with your drive. And you can see that everything above 4K is pretty much not going to happen. Yeah, read speed is dropping a little. Not as hard as the write speed. Yeah, and write speed, the more you write, the worse it gets. Wow, this is really bad. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show. The Mac Mini dock is stable on read and write speeds. It's not great. It's about, well, a fifth of the internal drive, but it's much better than my storage solution I had before, which is a USB-C thing with 5 hard drives in. And these are SSDs, by the way. These are not mechanical hard drives. Until next time, bye-bye. Thanks again to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. If you need any PCBs, pre-assembled PCBs or 3D printing, please use the link in the description below. Thank you for watching Retro Studio Black. If you liked this video, please like it, give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in content like this, please subscribe and hit this bell icon. I have no idea if it really makes a difference, but you never know. And yeah, it's an algorithm, so I'm not arguing. However, thank you for watching, and I see you on the other side. Cheerio.